What's up, guys? Jigsaw0097 here. Just making another late night video. This one is going to pertain to the gaming industry as a whole as it stands today, and kind of my thoughts and concerns about where it might be heading in the next 5 or so years. Whenever the next consoles come out, whatever those will be, we have no clue at this point because of how crazy things are getting. So basically, I'm just kind of making this video because I'm kind of tired of all the backwards practices going on in gaming these days with the micromanaging and the nickel and diming and it's almost like a job now, like, to keep up with some of these games. The time investment, that's the biggest thing. It's just not worth it for a lot of this. And so I'm kind of fed up in a way, because it's like almost every game that comes out now has some kind of season pass, which is basically you're paying for the promise of more content down the road of varying quality. You have no clue because they usually never tell you. They just make a promise that, oh, it's going to be worth your money. A good example of, we got to call Bethesda out with Fallout 4. They said they raised the season pass price, and for what? We get 4 Minecraft add-ons, 1 add-on that is a complete rip-off of Fallout 3's Point Lookout, which in Far Harbor, and then 1 actually decent DLC. Not great, decent, with Nuka World. I mean, I only spent $30 because I bought it when it came out, because I did give into the Fallout hype train. I totally went full in, but basically it wasn't worth it in the end, and I even have to admit that, as much of a Bethesda fanboy as I am. But I don't know, man. I mean, this year in particular is kind of what's bugged me about making this video, and then also the whole incident with Sean Murray and Hello Games and the controversy now that is No Man's Sky. This dude basically, he announced the game, Hello Games. They announced this game at E3 in 2013, and so for like 3 years now, the hype has just been going up and up and up. And Sean Murray's been in interviews where he's flat out lied about features in the game, talking about multiplayer, that it's going to be in the game, and then now it isn't, saying how like the whole game is just infinite and you'll never get bored, stuff like that. You know, the variety is infinite, even though it's basically the same planet remade over and over and over again. So I never bought the games because I never bought into the hype, but basically from what I'm seeing, it's a complete disaster and might be one of the biggest gaming fiascos to happen to this industry in a long time. And the fact that it's happening this year is just, it's a sign of the things to come for me. Because if you think about this year in particular, I mean, for me, for instance, the only game that it came out that I was genuinely excited for and paid $60 for was Dark Souls 3. There literally has been no game this year that has made me want to go out and drop $60. Now this could all change in October, November. Well, it's already, October's over, but November, December. Dishonored 2 is coming out. I mean, that looks good, but it's like, is this worth $60? Do I want to go out and drop $60 on a game that's just basically a sequel to a game I already played? I mean, I guess that's what Dark Souls 3 was, but I'm not even going to say Dark Souls 3 is like this amazing game. It was a good game. I thought it was a really very well made game. It's just a sequel, you know. It's Dark Souls. If you like Dark Souls, you're going to like Dark Souls 3. So I don't know. My biggest concern is, where is gaming heading on the originality factor? I mean, are we going to see any more new IPs that aren't complete rip-offs of other games? I mean, are we going to see original ideas, like, instead of games like Gears 4, which is just, they're just going to do another Gears trilogy, I'm sure, just like Halo's done, which is like, do we really need this? Gears of War ended. Can't you take that idea and make a new IP out of it? I mean, really, it's that simple. And then I don't know, it's just sequel after sequel after sequel. I mean, we got Titanfall 2, we got, like I said, we And Mirror's Edge 2, which I guess that was a long time coming, but I heard it wasn't that great. The Division, another Destiny clone is what I like to call it. They tried to copy that for me. That game went up for a couple weeks and then just flopped. No one even talks about the Division anymore. So yeah, I'm really kind of not happy with gaming as a whole right now. The only game that I even play these days consistently is the Elder Scrolls Online, and that's just because it's Elder Scrolls. I'm a fanboy, to be honest, and it's a fun game for me. But as far as gaming as a whole, I mean, it's just become all about the money, all about the season pass, the promise of the game to come, this whole early access craze we're in nowadays. I mean, you're basically paying again for a promise that the game will be complete at some point, but it's like that could take years. I mean, by then you'll have moved on, games come out, and I just miss the days of the complete game. You used to go to the store and buy it. It came with a case, it came with a manual, and it came with a disc or discs, and the game was complete. You took it home, you played it to completion, you got resolution, it was done. And if they ever did come out with anything new, it was called an expansion pack. Think StarCraft or anything Blizzard did in the 90s, early 2000s with Diablo 2. They had the base game, it ended, then you got an expansion pack, which basically just, it gave you more game, but it was like actually worth the money. It wasn't like 2 more hours, it was like a full-on like 10-hour freaking expansion. That's what I miss in gaming now, and that's just what we're not seeing. So another thing that I don't like is all of these remasters lately. I mean, this year has been just horrible with remasters. I love Skyrim, don't get me wrong, but everyone's hyping this up like it's a brand new game. It's like, this game came out in 2011, guys. I remember the date, 11/11/11. It was a huge deal back then. But guess what? That was 5 years ago. We need to move on from Skyrim. There's got to be another game that we can make. I mean, Fallout 4 came out, but that was kind of like more of the same. They just took Skyrim and they turned it into Fallout. Bethesda didn't really do much to bring me back. The only game, honestly, that I can think of that blew my mind in the past 2 or 3 years or so was last year's The Witcher 3, which was my game of the year. I mean, the level of polish in that game must be commended. That game was absolutely gorgeous to look at. And then also the promise of Red Dead 2 coming up. I hope that that is going to be an amazing game, because Rockstar, they always put out great games. But I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of fed up, so I kind of wanted to make this video, especially with all this crap that's coming out. I mean, like I said, No Man's Sky, what a joke. Look into that. Those guys are basically in hiding right now. Sean Murray's in a bunker somewhere hiding because he's afraid that that people have caught him for lying, which pretty much is what happened. So I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about gaming? You guys happy with it? You ready for change? You like buying season passes? Do you like spending $60 on a game, and do you feel like you get what you wanted out of it? I mean, I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of questions like that I can answer. But anyway, whatever you guys think, leave your comments down below, and like, subscribe, check out my stuff if you want. And as always, guys, I appreciate you checking out my stuff. This is Jigsaw0097 signing out.